with our effort tonight, I think, again, you're watching us mature. We played really hard for 40 minutes when the shots were not going in. And again, at the beginning of the year. So I was proud of that, proud of our young ones. We talked about people needing to step up with Deniya being out, and I think everyone did that. And I really want to give thanks to the crowd. The students came in full force. They were worth at least 6 points. I mean, when they got loud, it got loud. We have players that'll play off that, so I appreciate the crowd tonight. It meant a lot to us.
Any questions for the players?
For both Leah and Deniya, y'all had to step up as freshmen, and it really showed in this game that you had two veteran players out with foul trouble, and of course Deniya Barker not available. Deniya, you had an outstanding first half, getting on the glass, getting to the rim. Leah, obviously, you just took over in the fourth quarter. Just how have you both matured?
In the toughest women's basketball conference in the country.
It all starts with, your teammates and coaches trusting in you and believing in your potential. So honestly, Coach Kim puts the ball in my hands and tell me to do me. And because I'm either get myself involved or my teammates involved. So that's what I did. It's just muscle memory and the reps we put in the gym and just applying that to the game, really.
Yeah, I say trust as well from our coaching staff. I think them putting me out there, especially in the Alabama game, just going from that game and knowing that I can finish the game and then trusting me again to start today's game and give me big minutes. I think that's where my confidence came from, just seeing how our coaching staff believes in me, and then also just stacking good days in practice, for sure.
Mia, in the fourth quarter, just kind of felt like you flipped a switch and you weren't going to lose. You get to the rim, you're hitting your mid-range. Just for you, how did you feel in that moment, and how big, I guess, is this for you in terms of just building on what you've been able to do?
Yeah, honestly, just getting to my spots and knowing to start at the rim first and then get to my threes. I feel like that's how I could really get a rhythm at first. I wasn't really efficient from the line today, but I'm just glad when the moment came, I stepped up and helped my teammates.
Mia, all year Kim's been saying she wants you to take more shots, and you took more shots tonight. Just what's led to this? What's led to this sort of offensive performance from you? What's led to you taking more shots?
I mean, you said it. Coach Kim telling me to take shots. Knowing that JB wasn't going to be in today, she definitely told me in shoot around that I need you to take more shots. How many shots you think you take? And I gave her a number, and she was like, double that. And I think I did that. Probably not as efficient as I wanted to be, but, I'm going to fix that next game, and I'm going to take the same amount of shots.
Deniya, both you and Jada are excellent at getting to the rim. And early in the season, you were getting there, but it seems like sometimes you were fading back on the shot or maybe not taking the contact. You're both finishing now at the rim, which is a big difference for Tennessee. What have y'all done to be able to finish now when you make – the moves were fantastic. It just needed to hit the finish.
We've been working every day. Coach Kim wants us in the gym more than anyone. So just continuing to get in the gym. Our strength coach are really good as well. Just getting us stronger. Because like you said, I was fading in the beginning, but I feel like I gained like 7 pounds of muscle. I had to make sure that was said. But no, I gained 7 pounds of muscle since the beginning of the year, or beginning of the season. So I think, just continuing to use my body and not fading is what I'm going to continue to do. And yeah, just continue working at it.
Mia, you hit a midi as the clock ticked below 3 minutes. Felt like the offense was kind of nowhere to be found and the shot clock was ticking down. Just kind of walk us through that play, and then also, what do you think makes you so effective at those tough shots when the clock's against you and not really much is going?
Honestly, I read the defender. I don't read my first defender. I read the defender behind my primary defender. And I knew I was able to get past the first defender, and as he between goodbye, pull up, nobody was right there, so I just shot it, especially because the shot clock was going down. But I feel like if the shot clock wasn't going down, we could have definitely got a better shot. And yeah.
Paige and then John.
Deniya, back here, they talked about your defense earlier, but there were a couple of moments where you had some nice sequence where it was getting the steal and then converting for points on the other end. Just what were those moments like for you where you were able to affect the game both with your defense and your offense, because you had some loud emotion today in this game?
Yeah, I think before coming here, I wasn't as much of a defensive player. I didn't take as much pride in it. But me just knowing that, like, that's what I need to do, because that's where I'm most effective right now. So just continue to be a dog on defense, at least trying my best to be. And yeah, like, just continuing. That's all I have to do for real.
Kim, in the back here, just the growth this team has made over the last month and a half. I know that there's a lot of basketball left, but for them to be doing the things that they weren't doing well, now they are doing well. Like the 180 from this team, where does that come from, you think?
I think it just takes time. And I've said that all along. I've been consistent with that. I've always said that. I will always say that. When you have a lot of new players, you have young people, you're playing a different style of play, it takes time. You need to be patient. All of my teams don't start well. And you have players that believe in me, and I believe in them, and they continue to work hard every day. It takes time.
Take two more questions for the players. Casey, Cora. Casey in the back.
Mia, missing a few early on, do you feel like that at all factored into kind of the confidence that you had to take those key shots late, just being able to get back in that rhythm and knowing, at the end that to take those key shots and make them?
Honestly, my teammates telling me to continuously shoot, and Coach Kim telling me to shoot, get to the point of penetration, you're going to be wide open, helped me a lot. I was a little frustrated, but that didn't stop me from shooting, and, I just got to see one go through, and I'll be okay. So.
This is for both you guys, but after the UCLA loss, Kim said that she had to trust the freshmen because she needed you guys in January and February. Obviously, tonight you guys played such a big role in closing out such a close ranked win. Just what stands out about the way you guys have grown since then, and just how far you've come?
Like I said earlier, like defensively, I think I've grown so much in that. So I think she knew that was coming as well. She's on me every single day about it. So I feel like at the UCLA game, I wasn't as defensively, strong. So I think just continue to build there, and then confidence is my biggest thing for sure. And I feel like our freshmen are, like all of us, we're very deep, and I think we're really good, and we are ready for the moment. So just continue to show her that and prove that every day.
To piggyback on that, also we got mentally stronger as well, knowing that in the SEC is going to be a game of runs. Basketball in general is a game of runs, and the way we play is fast-paced, and knowing that we're going to have millions of possessions and just keeping the tempo and focus on the next play. Once we understood that, I think we got it down pat from there.
Coach, that was an interesting game. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this question. The freshmen basically pulled you through. They had to hold down the ship when your veterans are either sidelined or in foul trouble. When you break down this film, how did you win this game?
I think we did it with defensive effort. The majority of their points came from the foul line. So when you look at the stat sheet, the only thing I really touched base on is we got 20 more shots than them. That's what we won all year. That's what we won every single game. When we played Alabama, we got one more shot than them. Right? If we don't get 20 more shots against this team here today, we lose. We lose by 15. So they did a good job with our press. We forced 21 turnovers. I think we did a good job. I think we only turned it over 5 times. I don't have a stat sheet, but we did a better job taking care of the ball. And we got those possessions, which matters.
Without Deniya tonight, what do you think you got from Z on both sides of the floor?
Yeah, it was tough when she went out. I don't really know how long she sat. But she did a great job when she came back in. She had some big stops at the rim. Again, Clara Strack is an amazing player, and I thought we did a really good job on her and Tony Morgan tonight.
Next, Jack, Cora, and Casey.
Just
what'd you see defensively from Deniya tonight? A great game from her, especially with foul trouble. She had to take on some of that guarding.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of touched on it. She showed it in the Alabama game. She's playing harder. She's having more confidence. She knows she can guard multiple positions. We're going to need her to guard multiple positions. Her and Jada have taken really big steps defensively, which helps them be on the floor more. When they can be on the floor more, you see more offense out of them, and it's all kind of connected.
I wanted to ask you about just the freshman class and like Mia touched on just their mental toughness and the way they've grown in that aspect. Just how did you see that play out tonight?
Yeah. It's kind of like the last game. I'm not out there saying, oh, we have 3 freshmen on the floor, because I see them every day. They're not freshmen to me. They're players on our team. And I know what they can do, and you just want the best body. So I don't really think about age at this point. I know who they are. I know their body of work, and I trust them.
In that last time out, there was one final thing it looked like you said to Talasia, and then obviously she's the one that made that final steal. Just can you share what you said to her, or just anything you said to the team in that final timeout?
Yeah, I was really proud of her. She was frustrated tonight. She was really frustrated, and I'll take every single bit of her frustration. Probably overcoached her, probably put her in positions that made her not have a good night offensively, yanked her out at the end of the game. She wasn't happy about it. All of that was on me, and so I look at her and tell her to get a stop, and she goes out there and she wins the game for us, and that's the most Talasia Cooper thing ever. That sums up our relationship. I'll trust her. I'll always trust her, and she'll continue to get better.
To piggyback off that, Coach, it's one of the most grittiest wins I've seen this season. What does that say about your team right now?
Yeah, I think that they are playing hard. I think it's getting easier for them, so their comfort level, their threshold for discomfort is getting higher, and so they're being able to play through things better.
You mentioned a little bit on Deniya, just her growing from that Alabama game, but to see her have that emotion today and kind of it all translate and kind of start clicking for her, I mean, how exciting is that as a coach to see that confidence in her transpire?
Yeah. It was fun to see out of her. It was fun to see her have fire, have a passion. I want her to do more of that. I'm normally the type that'll calm players down and keep them checked in, and I just had to let her go because I'd not really seen that out of her. And again, for her to be playing confident and to have gotten through some things was big, and I hope we get that version of her every day, and I hope she continues to play with that fire and that passion for herself and for her teammates.
Could you just talk about Mia in the back? Could you just talk about Mia's maturity on the court? I know that you just referenced you don't want to talk about freshmen being freshmen, but even just up there, like her talking about basketball's a game of run, she sounds like a coach almost.
Yeah, no, she listens. I think she is a very good listener. She absorbs things. It's funny, I was talking to the broadcasters before the game, and we were talking about her not turning the ball over, and tonight was probably the most time she's turned the ball over in a long time. But I still don't really have to worry about her when she has the ball in her hands. I know she's going to make the right play, and she's continuing to be spectacular, and I don't have to overcoach her. I just know that she's going to go out there, and I just have to put her in space and let her play free, and I think she's such a humble player and comes in here, and she, for the majority of the time, practices the hardest every single day, and so she deserves it.
How unique is that to have someone who is such a playmaker, but also has the ability, doesn't, like you said, doesn't turn the ball over a lot?
Yeah, I think that that's what you need out of point guards, and I'm thankful that we have that out of her.
You talked about putting Talasia in bad spots offensively. Just kind of what led to that, and how do you think you can maybe get her going next game?
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. I think I've overcoached it, and I think she went in there and tried to do exactly what I asked, and it didn't work. I wanted her to take more shots, and I think she did that. They weren't the right shots, but again, those were the shots I told her to take. Those were the spots I told her to get to. She wasn't getting all the way to the spot. She was shooting a little bit short, and so I know she was frustrated, but again, I'll take that one. That one's on me.
I wanted to follow up on Mia, Coach. It felt like she made some pretty big shots when the offense looked discombobulated, or maybe Kentucky was playing good defense as well. How big is that to have somebody who can get you that bailout bucket like that midi going down the stretch, or those left-handed layups she was hitting?
It's huge. I mean, it's huge, and especially on nights where you're a little short-handed, whether it's foul trouble or players not playing.
Coach, in the SEC, they say hold court at home and steal any game you can on the road. Your schedule just gets harder and harder. Just how important is this 6-0 start in light of what lies ahead?
Yeah, it definitely matters. It worked out in our favor to where we could stack some games and build some confidence, and I think that was big for us, and we're not really playing great at home. So I don't really want to jinx it as we go on the road, but you gotta beat the teams that you can beat, and because it does only get harder, and you try to get one that maybe you shouldn't.
Final two, Casey, and then Corey.
Mia, having to work through that adversity of not all of her shots going in right off the bat, how do you feel like you fueled her confidence to take those shots that, were tough at the end?
Yeah, I don't have to overcoach her, which is nice. She did get a little in her head, but you have enough people on the bench yelling at her, telling her to shoot it, shoot it. She could have taken more in that fourth quarter. I think that there was maybe 2 offensive rebound kickouts, maybe 1 offensive rebound kickout. She had one, and then 1 off of a steal. She had one. I would have liked her to pull those 2, but I was on her pretty hard about taking the first 2 off of no passes at the beginning of the game when our offense was really struggling. So that's just a tribute to her listening, and that's something we'll continue to work through and grow. Of like, this is a good shot because it's not 22 seconds left on the shot clock. We got a second possession, and I trust her to hit all those.
Jada had a really nice night, 8, 6, and 3. Just what did you like about what she did and just kind of her steadiness of being on the boards and creating?
Yeah, the big thing was she got that big offensive rebound that got us an extra possession, ran right over to me. I got an offensive rebound, and that's just effort plays. Her defense has come such a long way, such a long way. She plays so hard. She can guard multiple positions now, and she was probably one of our weaker defenders to start the year, and then she's attacking with confidence. And I think our team is doing a really good job of pouring into them and hyping them up at times of go to the rim, and once they hear it from multiple people, they know that they can go do it, and they've seen it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.